All right. So, my first question out of the gate is going to be what your favorite fighting movie is and why is it Karate Kid?
Oh, we're live right now.
That's what I want to know.
Why is it not Karate Kid?
No, what? This interview's over. Not Karate Kid. How could it? The original Karate Kid?
Nah, I can't. It's just like when I look back
What?
at it, it's just so it's like when I was a kid, I enjoyed it,
Yeah.
but like now, like nah, I just
What?
can't. If you wanna, my favorite fighting movie probably of all time, probably that probably Jet Li's Fearless. Like that was a good movie to me.
Ew, oh my goodness
It was that
gracious.
movie
Jet
so
Li.
to me. Oh, Jet Li's my
Well, the,
guy.
the Karate Kid. How Rocky? Like,
Rocky's a good one.
oh man.
Okay, with a fighting movie, I'm thinking like martial arts movie because like
Well,
the
yeah,
Karate
like
Kid.
any type of fighting, like any type of fighting. Let me think. Do I walk back my statement? No, Karate Kid is.
I gotta go with Jet
Ew.
Li's Fearless or Rocky 4
Okay. All
in
right. I
fight
could live with
direction.
Rocky. I don't know about Gently. But all right, fine. Hey everyone, I'm Isabel Esteviz, and welcome to Everyday Above Ground. This is my third episode, and we're talking life and the opportunity to live every single day like it's your last day. Man, I know we're in the middle of a heat wave, but I have brought you a snowstorm today with my special guest, Josh Snow Walker.
Hey, what's going on,
Welcome.
guys? Welcome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. If you could just take maybe 30 quick seconds to tell the listeners who you are and what you do.
I'm a regional mixed martial artist. I'm a professional fighter. Uh, I'm just a simple guy. There's not much to me. I'm a nerd. I like video games, and I enjoy movies, video games, and most of all, like I really outside of fighting and MMA, I'm really uninteresting. I promise. That's all I do. I don't have a life outside of MMA. Other than that, just
You have to be a little interesting today if we're gonna talk
Well,
ages of
all right. Well,
change.
today we're
To-
a little bit different. All right, we're gonna be pushing more Peter, more speeder, more completer than any other Peter pusher around here today. So let's get
yes.
into it.
So I did this last episode where I talked about the idea of change, and I came up with this thought of like agents of change. And I thought about animals and what animals could represent the idea of change. And so in my first episode, I covered the butterfly and just the sheer transformation, the idea that change is possible. And I use the butterfly to reflect that. Today, my agent of change is the bird.
Bird.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So, my favorite bird is the phoenix. And I know now because my brother, who does sound, who's about to be fired as my audio guy because he crushed my soul earlier, that the phoenix isn't real.
Yeah, I was thinking that actually. I was like, well, like if we're gonna go favorite bird that's not real. I guess I'll be like a pterodactyl or something.
Okay, but pterodactyl is real, right? No,
Not
don't
not
mess me up if the pterodactyl isn't
not
real. Okay.
anymore. They're
They're
gone.
extinct, right?
Yeah.
But they used to exist. But my world like crushed. You should have seen me on the couch earlier. I was just like, "What do you mean?"
What do
He's
you
like, "It's a
mean?
mythological
You
creature."
can't be born out of fire.
I know, but here's the thing. Like, I remember back in the day watching X-Men. Do you remember the cartoon? Have you ever seen the
Yeah.
cartoon X-Men? When Jean Grey came out as the Phoenix, like I lost my mind. So that's why I always think about when I think about the bird and I think about Agent of Change, I always think about the Phoenix. But obviously, thank you to my brother. I know it's not real.
Funny side note is that I've been watching the X-Men animated series like every night for like the past like 3 months because my TV in my room is only connected to Disney Plus. I just don't know what to put on,
Wait, so
and
it's out? I don't watch TV at all. So
yeah, it's on. All right, so like the
yeah.
old X-Men series from like the '90s is on
What?
it's on Disney Plus, and I'm too lazy to log into any other streaming
Yeah.
so like service on my TV in my room, so I'm just like. Disney Plus, and I just like put that on, and I fall asleep like every night.
That's honestly like not to digress totally, but that's like one of my favorite cartoons growing up.
It's good.
Yeah, especially when they got to that part about the phoenix. And I guess for me, it's just because the bird represents to me the ability to reach heights that only people can dream of sometimes. And
Yeah,
so, there's kind of like this idea around self limiting beliefs. And if I just kind of quickly define self limiting beliefs, it's a state of mind or a belief about yourself that restricts you in some way. And either you adapted that from something someone else said or something within yourself that you believe something is not possible. And so I thought about this today too. Birds don't speak to giraffes about flying. Like, why do we listen to other people when it comes to our dreams? Like, have you ever had self limiting beliefs yourself?
yeah, absolutely. I think every athlete has had like a yeah. I think you're lying if you never had any like self limiting like thoughts or just things to deter you from being 100% confident. And I think it's a daily struggle for like of course everybody's different. Every athlete is different. Fighters are different from like team sports guys like basketball or gymnasts, whatever the case may be. Whether it's like you, whatever sport you may be in, like there's always like some self-limiting beliefs that you have to like overcome or get past to be successful or reach the next level, or just at a stage of like your career, it just doesn't, to get to the next point, you got to evolve and change your mindset all the time.
How do you do that? Because, like, can you think of when you were younger, like beliefs? Because I kind of talked about it earlier when I was saying, like, I'm so serious. Like, I wanted to be, it was called WWF back then. I wanted to be in the WWF so bad. But then people would be like, then you'll get hurt and this and that. And then I stopped that dream. But what I appreciate and love about fighters is like, you guys, like, did you hear stuff like that when you were younger?
Yeah, even as a grown adult, like like something to like, oh, you're gonna get hurt. Like I remember like, my grandpa, old dude, um, he my mom was trying to tell him like, oh, Josh fights MMA now, and like he's like pretty good. He's an amateur. My grandpa's like the last like the old people or older people have this image in their head from like the early like
Yeah.
first UFC they ever saw, like 2000, when like there was like only like no weight class pretty much, and he just goes, boy, you're too small, you're gonna get hurt. I was like, I just let him have it. I was like, okay, boss, like you just
Yeah.
don't know. It's not even worth explaining it.
But how do you not let that shake you? I remember the first UFC that I watched on paper. It was like literally UFC 1 with Hoist Gracie and Ken Shamrock
Yeah.
were fighting. But like, how do you not let that stop you? Like, what is it in you personally?
Me personally, over the years, I feel like I always like didn't really fully believe in myself, and I had a lot of like doubts in my mind, and I just didn't trust my skill set or the work I was putting in. And now what helps me not care anymore, or like help me get rid of those feelings, was putting the maximum amount of effort into everything, and just having like, sometimes you gotta have just gotta have blind faith. Like once you, like I call it like leaving no stone like unturned, just like
Mm-hmm.
throughout the camp. Just as long as you work hard as you can, take every opportunity you had to get better, and really have that, just that little faith and belief with, mixed with the right people around you,
Mm-hmm.
you feel unstoppable.
At what age did you know that you even wanted to like be a fighter?
Um, I knew I wanted to be a fighter since I was probably like in middle school.
Okay. Yeah.
I like just growing up, I just knew I just wanted to do something like
Yeah.
fight out, whether it's be like boxing. I thought the WWE was real,
Yeah.
so I was like, I'll be a WWE guy. I might be a boxer. Like who knows? And then I started to see MMA around middle school, and then I started wrestling like shortly after.
Was there any fight in particular that like sold you where you're like, yep, this is what I want to do?
It was probably, you know, John Jones, right?
Yep.
And do you know Lyoto Machida?
The name sounds familiar, but
He's like the half Brazilian, half Japanese
oh
guy.
yes, I do. I do. Yes.
Um, he was one of my favorite fighters, and then John Jones, one of my favorite fighters, and that's when they fought, and John Jones like kind of like he had him in a guillotine, and he choked him to sleep, and John Jones dropped him and like walked away. I was like, bruh,
Like
this
I
is the
need that.
craziest stuff I've ever seen in my life. I gotta do this. You know what I mean?
Isn't that crazy though? Like I love the fighter mentality. So I grew up with all brothers. I have all boys as kids. And so there's testosterone around all the time, but like the feeling that you get like when someone knocks someone else out, like it almost feels criminal. But it's like what I also love is the fighter, what I like to call like the fighter mentality. I obviously it's too old for me to be a fighter of any, sense of the word, but
You don't know that might be the next
maybe
smoker. You had beat up
I
some
am training
other.
with Adam now.
Yeah.
So look out. But like, I like the fighter mentality for that reason because it's like I think you have to just be in a whole other mindset um to push through on those self-limiting beliefs, and then also to your point, like have the discipline, right? Because when other kids are going out and playing, or as you get older people are at the bar drinking, like how do
Yeah.
you, like, what are some of the things that you do to push through to kind of, it's really like delayed gratification, right? Like because it's not like you're gonna see the results tomorrow, like it's somewhere down the line. Like how do you deal with that?
You know, I kind of all right. So like with the bars and like staying out of trouble, I
Yeah.
used to work at some bars,
Oh, okay.
or bar. I used to be like a door guy at a bar, and I kind of got like, just surrounded by like just that whole business or like
Yeah.
whole like just all those people that industry of people
Mm-hmm.
that, and I just see the way like their lives go. Like the bartender, like been a bartender since you were like fucking 18 and you're like 45. You're kind of just stuck in the same place and
Yeah.
live this daily they live in like a circle of just like make your bread, spend it all on drinks, be struggling throughout the week, and then it's just like an endless cycle of just like
Rinse and repeat.
nonsense, rinse and repeat, shitty lives, complaining and stuff like that. And like I see that, and then also like what keeps me at inside is just like, or just, I wouldn't even say discipline. It's just me at this point. Like at first, it used to be like, "Ah, okay, I'm just like it'd be a fight not to go hang out with my friends. I go crazy at
Yeah.
the bar with all my boys, so, you know, because it's a good time here and there. But eventually, I just started staying at home because I started realizing like how much this like career meant to me, and I see other people that have fallen off, made mistakes, and like really blown off all their career and their hopes and aspirations. I don't want to be 40 years old one day and then thinking back to myself, man, I wonder what would happen if I gave this my all. I just remember
Yeah.
me back in high school wrestling or in college wrestling. It was like two things I cared about to a certain extent, but like I knew I would have been a lot more successful if I just gave that my 100%. And I was
Yeah.
like, this MMA, this is my journey. This is my last time to be great at something and leave my mark somewhere. So I'm just like, I'm not gonna squander that. And also like I think about the things I want and the things that like I can get out of this sport, like either like I can go out at the bar, get drunk with my friends, go talk to a bunch of different chicks at the bar, and just like live this normal like kind of lifestyle, you know. But I think about everything. I think about I could chill. I could be real disciplined now and be lit when I'm like in my 30s and 40s because I laid the foundation for my life and my career.
Man, I love all of that because I feel like it ties back to the idea of like, this is why a bird does not talk to the giraffe about what the bird's trying to do because the giraffe would never understand. It also burned me a little because you're like at 40. That's what I'm doing now. Like that's me, trying to this is I messed up. Like I went to school to broadcast journalism. I was on a good path. And then what they say happens a lot of times is like, okay, how much did someone pay you to give up on your dreams? I was like, ooh, like if I think about like my first real job is like 40 grand to give up on my dreams,
Yeah.
because it was easier to make that money. But I think that's what happens a lot of times with people, and so that's me today. The whole reason this podcast exists is because it's like, I'm like, damn, I'm not going out like that. I got, if I'm lucky, let's say 40, 50 more years. I hope to live to be 100, but who knows? I could die tomorrow. I could die, like that. And
I
so
don't want
it's
to think
like,
about that.
no, I don't either. The other thing I don't want to think about, but has my brother and I were talking about earlier is aliens and like multiverse and like we got on this anyway. I digress. We got on a whole topic about that, but it's like, what if some shit like that happened and then I didn't go out and live my dream because I didn't believe in myself or I let someone else get in my head about what was possible? And so, do you find yourself? I know your head is probably like, she just took that in 50 different directions. We're talking
I'm
about the
thinking about
multiverse,
aliens. I'm just like,
aliens.
the aliens pulled up. I might as well ask a bit
Do,
higher.
well, if they pull up, like you got the fighting chance, right? Just,
I don't know, bro. They could travel across space. They could really do anything they want.
right. They beat us to it. So it's do you find yourself though being mindful of the people you keep around you? Like do you find that to be true? Like do you be mindful of that?
Yeah, you absolutely want like the right people and the right influences around you. Like I've had to cut like a lot of people off. Not really like cut them off, but like distance myself from
Yeah.
a lot of people. And you just gotta find people with similar goals and like similar like not the exact same mindset, but like
Yeah.
similar. Just like wanting to be successful. Not saying that I have to be around like a bunch of fighters.
Yeah.
Um it's just people that just like are like-minded. They want to work hard and they look for success and they're just really open to like growing and like learning. That's the type of people I like to be around and surround myself with, because like you, the the people closest, like the
Yeah.
few people closest around you, that's a kind of reflection of you. Like you're hanging out with idiots,
Yeah.
you're probably idiot. So like I try to find people smarter than me,
Yeah.
better than me at something, and then hopefully I don't bring them down, but like I'm trying to learn from always like people in better positions than me, or just a little older, a little wiser.
I think even saying like hopefully I don't bring others down, it's like not even possible. Like when you surround yourself with the right people, everyone is there to lift everyone else up. Like there is no weak link because like literally you just feed off of one another. Um Tell me about like some of the positive influences that you have in your life now, or even ones that have kind of like help you overcome when, let's say, like self-doubt or self-limiting beliefs creep in.
uh like positive influences.
Mm-hmm.
uh Both my coaches, Adam and Jeremy, they're like really good positive influences on me. My teammates right now, like seeing Rain and Zach, and got Millie, another positive influence, really good for me. And seeing all those guys, it's like Trevin fighting tonight. It's
Yeah.
probably like the top ones that just come to mind. My teammate Banks, another one, just because like he's like he has like a really just like unshakable like mindset, and it's like I look up to him because he's always himself no matter what, like online, on in person. Like you're always gonna get like something real. Like he's
Yeah.
just 100% real, and just his mindset and his ability just to grind and his confidence. Like Banks and Zach, their confidence, like man, I look at how confident those guys go out there and fight. I'm just like, that gotta be me,
Yeah.
you know. And then yeah.
So that's a good thought too. When you're in a fight, how do you even keep your mind straight? Because I'll be honest, like I do that little bit of sparring in the gym. And one time I was sparring with a girl who was much bigger than I was. And there was a moment where it was like all the numbers, you know how they're always calling out the numbers for the punches, right? Like they were just all blending together and I'm just like the whole time I'm like, please don't get your ass kicked right now. How do you stay solid like that when you're in a fight, when you're in the octagon, when you're in a ring? Like what is that like?
Um, for me, just coming from like a wrestling background and wrestling for so many years, like when I'm in another one-on-one fight, it just feels like a I think of like I don't even think about fighting sometimes. I think about like I'm here to compete and this is sport at the end of the day. Ref over there to save my life, so I can't die. You know, obviously
Yeah.
some crazy injury that could happen, but
Yeah.
like ref is literally right there, so like can't die. He's probably not gonna let me break my arm or do anything crazy. And if the worst things happen, I can get one punch KO'd. Like once you accept like the worst things that happen to you, you're like cool. But on top of that, I really just think about competing and winning every second of the round, every second of the fight, and doing like maximum damage. And like I just like right now, I just don't. There's just I just don't have enough like I've pretty much I feel like I eliminated like all my fear and my doubt and just there's nothing because I just truly trust my work and I just put it once I trust my work I trust my coaches and I'm just like I'm pretty much at peace in there like whatever happens like when I go in there I just don't see myself I don't see myself losing.
Yeah.
I just can't see it. Like there's times when I know I'm like down around, but like
Yeah.
I just know like over like I just know how to clutch up and just like dig deep and get it back at the end of the day and win the fight, win the rounds.
Does it sound silly to say, like, is that something that built over time? Like, if you think about like the first time, like the first wrestling match or the first MMA fight that you had, like, does it just kind of does it get easier with time?
Um, yeah, definitely. It's definitely like I remember like wrestling at first. I was just like, man, I don't even know I'm gonna win, or like
Yeah.
I'll be happy if I win one match today. Like from like my like eighth grade, just being like, I just want to win one match today. To my senior year, I'm about to just absolutely destroy this tournament and win. Like,
Yeah.
and then going to college, just same mindset. Like, um, I'm I went from like like super confident like senior in high school wrestling, and then I went to college and absolutely got destroyed on my first meet, and it was back to
Oh,
the
shoot.
damn. I don't even know if this is for me right now, you
Yeah.
know. And then so just it builds up over time. Long
Yeah.
story short, for MMA wise, like I never thought I was gonna lose. Like some about really getting your ass whooped with some in a fight. I was just
Yeah.
like, this doesn't sit right with me. I'm just like, I've never thought somebody's gonna whoop my ass, and they
Yeah.
actually did it.
That's and it makes me think of this. So I'm a big Mike Tyson and I'm big Mike Tyson fan more for the transformation that I feel like he made in life. And when I just think about someone who is just straight up fighting mental more than anything, like he's a big dude, right? But like the mental game that like he had, like not even in his prime, like even today when you hear him speak. And he always says this thing about he had this video where he was like, day by day, in every way, I'm getting better, better, and better. And he said he would just keep saying that same line to himself over and over again. And then eventually he said it got to, how dare they even challenge me? Like there was just came this point where he was just like so solid in mindset. So that's why I always wonder like if it's the same for other people where it's like a growth to get there.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a growth to get there. I mean, some people might just be like just special, and they just
Yeah.
always knew that I was from like this like gonna be God's gift to this sport. But like for I feel like most people to like I feel like to be great and like you have to go through some adversity, you have to go to through some growth, and you have to go through some change. Like I don't think there's like not one great person in any aspect in any life, whether it's like from like working in like finance to being a Formula One race car driver.
Yeah.
Like it's always the greats. They always have like exponential growth
Yeah.
and open mind. So like that's what I believe. No one's just built
Yeah.
like that.
How so if we had a young listener who maybe is like in that age range, right? Like that, let's say like third or fourth grade range where I wanted to be a fighter and around the time you wanted to be a fighter. What would you say to that kid today who's just like, who sees you fight and is like, dang, I want to be like Josh Snow? What do you say to that kid?
Um, I would say like you don't want to be like me. Don't.
Why?
I would say you can be better than me. Like that's what I always tell
Oh,
like all the young kids or anybody that's just young and coming up or training. I'm just like, bro, like you can. I'm happy you look up to me, and I'm happy that I can give you that little bit of life and energy to want to do this. But you can be so much more, and you can just like instead of being me, be the next you, be the greatest. Like that's
yeah.
you could do it. Like if you put in the work and
Dude,
you trust the process, like you could really do it.
I love that because I'm reading this book called The Five Levels of Leadership. And that is literally at the fifth level of leadership is this idea that you don't want people to be like you. You're building future leaders and you want them to be better than you, which is actually a hard concept for people to grasp, which is why they get stuck at level 4 because people usually want someone to be great, but they don't want them to be as great as they are. So to hear you say that, like, no, be better than me, that's amazing. I like
Appreciate
that.
it.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about, actually, tell me a lot about your next fight because you got a fight coming up,
Yeah.
right?
So this is not news anymore, but for the listeners, my last fight, I missed weight. I did everything I possibly could. Just some things so went a little bit left, and I wasn't able to make the contracted weight, so the fight fell through. Um, Now fast forward, I've pretty much had a grueling camp, and I just kind of got thrown right
So
back
I
into
want
the
to,
camp.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I want to pause there and talk about that because I think that is actually also a great opportunity to talk about the fight fell through, but what was your mindset like then? Right? Because you have this fight coming up, a fight falls through, and then how do you push forward after that?
I just I consider myself like I mean it's War Training Center, so I used to be a Marine, so like I consider myself just like you just got to be a freaking soldier about things. And, like on to the next. Like we just got to we don't have time to like sit around, be sad. Like of course be a little. Of course I was a little sad. I'm not gonna say I'm not a robot with no
Yeah.
feelings, but I just learned to just bury all those feelings and stuff that told me back. Just put them, set them to the side, and we just gotta look forward. You look back, turn to a pillar of salt. I'm trying to move forward, so I'm not worried about that's already it's already in the past. Like we're on a mission, and I want to be great. So it's not
Yeah. And this goes back to the
moving
mindset
forward.
of like having those people around you, right? Because if you don't have the right people around you, you may not want to push forward and they may not even try to help push you forward on some stuff too. So
Yeah,
I think that's why, like I wanted people to just hear just a little bit more because you had a setback and easily people have setbacks every day, right? But it's the ones that learn how to push through and push forward over a setback that are the ones that are typically successful.
yeah, absolutely. You just gotta like you gotta keep trying and trying and trying. The ones that don't give up are definitely the ones that that come out on
Yeah.
top. Like you could honestly, I how do I articulate this? You want to be like mentally, you want to have that mental fortitude to where if you don't get easily detoured off like just because you failed once or failed twice. Like sometimes it's like everybody's not the same. Your timeline is not the same with everybody else. So don't like I feel like people like get discouraged and when they try something and they fail, they never want to try it again. They easily discouraged because they're focused on like what other people are thinking about them, what other people are saying. Once you can block that out, just focus on you and realize like, and if you really want that whatever goal to happen in your heart, you're just gonna keep working for it. It doesn't matter, like, because you're literally just gonna regret it once like you
Once you
years
get
down
my
the
age.
line. Nah, you just you know what I'm saying. You're just
No, I'm just teasing.
not gonna it's gonna eat you away
Yeah.
more than anything. Like I still think about me missing weight. Me could have been I could be a champ right now. But I think about it literally every day right till right now. I still feel bad about it, but like I'm still focused on the next. I'm thinking like we're gonna get this belt back. Like we're gonna
Right.
get myself back in position. So
And you will with that mindset. Like I said, you got the right people behind you. And I didn't want to dig too deep on it, but I think it's important for people to hear and see there's setbacks in life are going to happen. And I feel like sometimes we see, but like I see rain in the gym and I'm just like, dude, like I wish I could be like that one day. It's because you see fighters, you see people, and sometimes it's like you give them this like superhuman edit in your mind, and so you just think that they're like perfect, or that they're like way up here and you're somewhere down here. And so I think it's good that to hear about you're human, right? But like you said, eye on the prize. You got a fight coming up. What's going on with this fight?
um September 17th in Tulsa, Oklahoma, I'm fighting for Fury. I think it's Fury FC 83. I'll be fighting I forgot what's the name of the arena, but yeah, just some weird spot in Oklahoma. Tulsa, honestly, one of the shittiest places on earth, but uh we'll live, you know.
Yeah.
So hopefully go out there, just knock them out early, or not even early, just finish them at some point in the fight and just go home as soon as. Simple mission to just get back on top and to get that momentum going again. Like, not that I feel like I haven't really lost too much motion, but I just want to get that motion going again.
Right.
So just get another finish at 35 and just showing these guys that like I'm a threat no matter like what division I'm in, whether it's like flyweight or bantamweight. Like
And what division will this fight be in?
it'll be bantamweight,
In
so
bantamweight. Okay.
135. So
135.
it don't matter what division I'm in. I'm still gonna carry the same power. I'm still gonna knock you out. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm excited to show.
Okay. You said September 17th?
Hmm.
September 17th. Is there a way for people to watch it online or?
It'll be live on UFC Fight Pass.
Oh,
So
nice.
all the
Okay.
Fury main cards are on Fight Pass.
That's
So
right. That's right.
pretty.
I went
I love the platform
Do you
honestly.
ever do the ones in I went to one back in February. Matter of fact, that's how I found out about war. Was
That's so cool.
Zach Reese was fighting.
Yeah.
Zachary Reese was fighting. He had the war shirt on. And I was like, dude, I want that shirt. And then I called the gym and I was like, wait, can regular people come train here? Because I would love to go train. That's how I found out about war.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So do you ever fight in the Houston at
Yeah.
Imagine?
Yeah, at the
Yeah.
Escapade.
Yeah.
I fought there a few times actually, and I was like, that's where my last fight was supposed to be at Escapade.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah,
Not,
that's a cool story. Saw Zach, dude, you were like
yeah,
teaching. That's
just a shirt, like, and actually Mia fought that day too, and I think Santi, and it was funny, like now I'm all piecing it together. I was only at the time keyed in on the shirt. I'm like, dude, I need that shirt. But then once I found out it was a gym, because I had been looking for somewhere to go for boxing, and then I saw this shirt, and then they're like, "Yeah, anybody could come train here." I was like, "Well, shit, I want to go train with them because I'm pretty sure
that's
it was
cool.
Zach, Mia, and Santi. I'm sure more
Three of
fought
our
that day,
top
but at
tier
least like
fighters.
yeah, and I was just like, dang, like I gotta go. Yeah.
That's dope. How do you even like get into like the MMA show? Like, what made you go there? Like,
To that particular one,
yeah.
uh so I was dating someone at the time who knew I liked
Oh,
UFC.
okay.
And then actually, no, this is crazy too. We went to go see Andrew. Um
Andrew
that's
Slaughter,
yeah,
Slaughterfight.
ladders, yeah. So the person that I knew was friends with someone who goes to the gym that he trains or represents, and that's why we were there. And then that was the same fight where that fight didn't happen because I think he had accidentally caught his opponent's eye with a
Oh yeah, I remember that.
yeah, so it was that one. And so even crazier, like that's why I was there in the first place.
Dang.
Yeah, so it's like it was like full circle type
Hey,
business.
that's
Yeah.
like that's cool. That's like one of those things. Everything happens for a reason. You
Yeah,
just want
yeah,
to like
yeah.
get into
Cause
it.
and it's funny because when I was sitting in the audience, I'm like, dude, I'm like, I want to go like let's all like fight. Like let's go find a gym somewhere and let's all go do it like together. And like no one else was like I was like, no, I don't know. I'm like, dude, let's go do
People
it.
are so intimidated walking into like MMA gym. I'm just like I try to tell like all my regular like friends. I'm
Yeah.
like there's nobody in there that's just gonna beat you up. Like
Right.
you don't come in there and just get whooped.
Right. But I think it is still like it is intimidating, especially for women. I think a lot of women, at least, which is why I always say, like every time I see Rain or I see Mia, I'll be like, man, it's awesome what you guys do because you don't know who's watching, right? Like I was just some random person in the audience who happened to be there that day, but that's why I said earlier about your um people are looking up to you and you may not even realize it. Like there's people that go to that gym that are just like, man, Josh is, he's so cool. He does this, that. They look up to you. So it's like you always got people watching. And I think, Mia and Rain are like good examples, at least for women,
Yeah,
where it's like they
facts.
could come in and see. Yeah. So that's how anyway, long story long. That's how I found out about war. But once you have this fight in September, then what's next?
We get even more motion going. We're just gonna keep pushing Peter, like I said. Uh who knows? Who knows? I'd like to fight at least two more times after that and finish out this contract with Fury and then see what's on the horizon next for me. So like I'd like to get total, including on the 17th, three more wins this year, and then go into next year and put myself in position for the UFC or another title. But so we'll see what happens. I'm not looking past this. Like it's just
Right.
I'm not looking past this guy. September 17th is what's in front of me. So like we gotta focus on the task at hand and not look past this guy because he could, he's a dangerous guy. And I do plan on finishing him coming off the top. So I don't want to look past him or think about what's too far in the future.
Okay, not to get us too far in the future, but what's the ultimate dream? Like what's the ultimate goal as it relates to fighting?
I just wanna be remembered like as one of the goats. Like I wanna win a world title. Maybe two like in two different weight classes at least. Just be a champ would be an ultimate goal and just do that and just be able to like provide and for my family as like just as a fighter like yeah like I want some nice things from fighting but I want that I want to be like immortal in that textbook. I want
Yeah.
to like you open a high school textbook, there might be a picture of me because I made history in there, something like that where I'm just trying to really submit my mark on this earth through MMA
Yeah.
and just be one of those like immortal guys like Mike Tyson, and I want to be like Ali. I want to be one of those guys. They're like Roberto Duran. Like they just don't forget them.
Could you imagine like 20 years from now someone starting the third episode of their podcast, and they're like, "Who's your favorite fighter, and why is it Josh Snow?"
That'd be
Wouldn't that be badass?
that'd be the most badass.
How dope would that be?
Yeah.
you know?
I'd be cheesing so hard on the screen. I'd be, on my phone just cheesing hard.
I can only imagine. I think, dude, I feel it about a lot. That's why I said like I love war because I feel it about so many of you guys there. Like there's so much great talent in that gym. Like I just want to see every last one of you succeed because I love going down there. Everybody is friendly, everybody's willing to help. You know, like I said, I'm not a trained fighter. I'm just someone who loves the sport. And so to go in there and people are
You are a
always
trained
like
fighter now.
bases, look, I'm telling you,
Look, if you
watch
got
out.
into a fight with a lady, literally your size, maybe bigger than you,
Yeah.
that doesn't know anything, you're probably gonna beat her up. Like,
No, dude, I don't know. I'm telling you, I thought I was gonna get my ass whooped. I was like, dang, I'm gonna get hurt today. I stayed. I did it though. I kept doing, and then I felt even more embarrassed because Adam and Rain were sitting there. You know how they sit on the floor like, oh, I'm gonna get my ass kicked in front of Rain. But no, no, I love. But that's what I love about it, right? Like everybody knows. There's this thing that somebody said too, like when you're in there doing things and you're again like the idea of surrounding yourself around the right people, they're never going to sit there and be like, oh my gosh, look at this, look at this lady trying to do whatever. And that's what I love about the fighter mentality in a place like war is it you don't ever feel like that. You don't even feel like you're not welcome because you're not training for a fight, right? Like everyone is welcome. Not to
yeah, pretty much. Like, there's a training center for like everybody. Everybody matters just as much.
yeah.
Like, uh, it's like I can relate to like the military. Just because you're not one of the people that are
Yeah.
actually in the trenches shooting machine guns and shit doesn't mean you like make you not a part of the it doesn't make you not as essential as like somebody
Right.
um freaking an S1 writing, just doing stuff for like S1, or like somebody just being a clerk at a desk,
Did
or
you did you fight in the military?
no,
Like did you nothing at all?
no.
How long were you in the military?
I was in there for 3 years and like 8 months.
3 years.
Yeah.
Wow. Were you stationed where were you stationed?
Um, so there's a I was a reservist,
Mm.
and I was here in Houston, and then there was Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Yeah, because that's where I went to school at. I went to school
Oh, okay.
in like in Leavenworth, Kansas, and like the next like base or was like CLR 4 in Kansas City.
Okay. Would you consider yourself like home like small town type of person?
I feel like I'm a little bit of both. Like
Yeah.
I like a little bit of like I feel like eventually like when I'm like older, like I'd want like to retire like
Yeah.
in like on some country like ranch type of lifestyle.
Yeah.
But like right now, like the city just benefits me a lot more.
Yeah. You so I ask it because it's like you have this like city swag, but if it's like in your heart is like old town, like this old town feeling. I don't know.
A little bit.
it's like this it's like this weird mix. I like it though. I like it.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think I'm excited. Oh, you know what else? I almost forgot. This is super important. I have not seen a fight of yours in person yet, so I don't know the answer to this question. So forgive me. What is your walkout song?
Um, I've walked out to a few things. Like I change it up every
Why?
fight. It depends on like the vibe I'm feeling, like what kind of mindset.
Yeah.
Like I was really mad at my last opponent because like he was talking all this like stuff online about me, and his cousin was just like being annoying online. This is talking a bunch of nonsense. So like I was just really mad. I just like was going in there with bad intentions. So I walked out to like 50 Cent, "What Up Gangsta," and cause I was really just like, I'm about to kill you right now. Like I'm really that guy. Stop
yeah.
playing with me. Or after like my first like three pro fights, I didn't fight in. Uh, I didn't fight in Texas,
Mm.
and then for my fourth pro fight, I came. I fought Escapade for Fury for the first time as a pro. I walked out to like Kanye, like Homecoming, because like it's
Yeah.
a good song. I don't know, just I change it up every time. I walk out to this one, my last one. I'll walk out to this one.
My son hates this song.
It's freaking.
I
I
play it
freaking.
all the
It's
time.
my. It's like my favorite. One of my favorite songs right now.
Dude, I gotta show you this other one. Like, it's a good,
I
and
like
it's
the
a
little
song about
vibe of it,
motorcycle. But
and
yeah,
yeah, I can't speak Spanish, but I looked up the translation.
yeah,
I was like, okay, yeah, I could
yeah.
vibe with these lyrics.
So, do you got something to walk out for September 17th?
Nah, not really. Like I'm still thinking about what I
Dude.
want. That's like the last thing I think about, literally, because I'm just like every day I'm just like this stupid diet, got to do this run, got to go to
Yeah,
practice. So like it's the last thing I'm thinking about, and then at the end, that's when like I'm just sitting there in the sauna, and my during my wake, I'm like, damn, what am I gonna walk out to?
dude, that's why I'm not a fighter. That would be number one, and I would probably agonize over that from the time I found out about the fight until day of. That is why I'm not a fighter.
Nah, it goes with your
Priority.
mindset.
Yeah,
Like some fighters like might think about that a little bit more, because like me, I'm the type of person like I have to like look good, I have to feel good.
yeah,
Everything that day has to like go right. It's just like for example, like if I go on a trip for a fight and I like forget these specific socks, or like,
yeah.
oh, why I didn't pack the right laces for my shoes, I'm gonna get my ass beat. Like
Oh,
you like
there.
it's like, oh, I didn't drink this type of water. Yeah, I'm getting my ass beat today. It's just like there's like little things just throw you off. It could be like your song. You're like, damn.
Yeah. Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, I can't even imagine when you're walking out there, is your head just clear? Like as you're walking up.
Yeah, I'm like, shit, we're here now.
Too late.
Like,
Too late now.
facts.
Fuck it.
I mean, like early on, like sometimes like you do have these feelings like you're like you're about to literally get locked in a cage and have a fist fight. Like this was more towards like the beginning of my pro career, like amateur career. Was like I was like, bro, I could be doing anything else right now, bro. Like I could really be with the homies. I could be eating pizza right now, but I'm about to get in a fist fight with this random dude. I don't even dislike him.
Right. That's the thing. That's why I find sparring hard because it's like I'll spar with Casey and I'm like, it should be like hit me and I'm like, I want to hit you. You're so nice. Like, dude, I can't even. Do you ever walk and then just be like, dude, why couldn't I, had a thing about numbers or, like airplanes or something?
Dang, should stay in school. Like,
No, but but it was a dream though.
yeah.
It's like you could have stayed in school, but then you'd be like me out there
I went
doing
back to
shit.
school like last year for like a semester. I was like, hell no, this is not it for me. I know what I love.
Man, I don't think school is for everyone. I really don't. And I don't think traditional school is for everyone. When you think about all the stuff that you could learn on social media, on YouTube these days, like I don't think it's for everyone. So I don't knock nobody if they're like they don't know what they want to do. Shoot, I'm in my 40s and I still don't know what I want to do. Sitting here having a podcast on a Saturday afternoon talking fights.
Hey, it's a start. I love it. Hey,
Yeah.
it's badass. Like I thought like you starting like your podcast, and like um you're like you're back on, like I was looking at your post today. You're like, this is only my 85th day back on. Is this right? Back
85 days, yeah.
85th day back on social media. And I thought that's really like it's really badass. It's kind of like inspiring. It's just showing like that like if you want something, you could do it. And like you're a good example of just not caring what people think, just
Yeah.
getting up and just doing it. Like you said, like you may regret it not doing this like before, but at least like you have the courage to stand back up and like,
Yeah.
let's give this another shot. Let's try it. I'm having fun. It's my dream. As long as you doing
Yeah.
that, that's dope to see. So that's what
But a lot of
probably
that
admire that.
really is like, thank you. A lot of that really is the fighter's mentality. Like, I do think that's a very real thing. That's why I said, when I thought about talking about limiting beliefs, I'm like, it would have to be a fighter. It would have to
Yeah.
be a fighter because, like you said, walking into a ring, like, you got to be a special breed to be like, yes.
Let's do this.
Lock me here. Like, yes, that's what I want to do right this second. And so, but I think it's good too because it's like you're locked in on that mentality, but even you'll have your days, right? Where you have like your like setbacks or times where you just don't feel like going or doing, but it's like you push through and do it anyway. And that's what this episode was really about, was like, don't just stop at flying here at this level. Like, how high could you really take this?
Yeah, honestly, you can take it as high as you believe you can go within reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, doesn't mean like you just because you want some like go karting rounds, you're finna go race Formula One. But like,
Maybe you could. I mean, depending on how much effort. Because here's the other thing too. The only difference between people, we all get the same 24 hours in a day if we're lucky, right?
hmm
The key difference is in how we spend them. So, like earlier, I had talked about the idea I have not been on social media for 15 years. I've been 85 days now, but in that 85 days, I'm up to my third episode on a podcast. I'm, learning the ins and outs of social media. I'm doing all these things. And all of that is because the idea of I want to accelerate growth. So, the same way that you were talking earlier, when friends are like, hey, I want to go out, I'm like, nope. Hey, I want to do this. Nope. Like, how you spend your 24 hours makes a big difference on what you can and can't do. Because I really do feel like
yeah,
there's
for
only
sure.
so much that you can't do. There's actually more that you can do, but you psych yourself out like so much of the time. I mean, obviously there's some limitations, but I don't know. This is my rise as the phoenix moment.
Yeah, that's true. Like, yeah, it
Yeah.
just depends on like what, yeah, how you divide your time up, and like, yeah, time management's like a really big thing for me.
Yeah.
So, I can understand that how you spend your time wisely, because a lot of people say like, oh, I don't have time for this, I don't have time for that. But like in reality, if you really wanted that or you wanted to achieve something, like you could make time,
Yeah.
and you could like make it happen.
Because think about, like, people will be like, oh, I don't have time. And then they're like, in the same breath, they're like, dude, I binge watch 10 hours of Tiger King or like whatever the, like
Yeah,
whatever the latest Netflix is. So it's like, you have time. You're just choosing to spend it other ways. But, to each their own.
yeah. Like I don't know. Like I make time for like everything I want to do personally. Like even when I'm in fight camp, like probably barely have time to like play games. I like playing games.
Yeah.
So like I'll get off of work. I'll wake up at like at 6 and be at work like a couple hours later, and then I'll work all day, and then like you can take like a lunch break. You could you could say, oh, I don't have time to run
Yeah.
at night. You get an hour lunch break.
Right.
Sacrifice a lunch break if you want to run that bad.
Right.
Uh, and make the results happen, or like do something, handle something during that time, and then after work it's just like, oh, I gotta train till like 10 o'clock, and then I go home and I run, and it's like 11 o'clock, and it's like, oh, I still want to play the game, so I'll stay up an extra hour and just sacrifice. It just depends on the sacrifices like
Right.
you're willing to make, and how tired you're willing to be every single day to get to those little goals.
So you have a job. So I think that's something else people, and I kind of talked to Santi about that before. Like, you have a job outside of fighting.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Like, that's crazy. If you want something that bad, you find a way to make it work.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Cause it meant like, dude, I couldn't even imagine. Like, you're trying to, like, how many hours a week or a day do you even train?
Um, Every day, probably like I get off like at 4:30. I'm at the gym by like 5:10, 5:20, and then I'm back. I probably train like 4 hours a day total, like 3 to 4 hours every day. Wouldn't
That's
like
insane.
include my run and like my weights and shit.
Yeah. So you got a full-time ass job, then you're training 3 to 4 hours a day to go get locked in a cage for one day. For like not even one day.
25
For
minutes or
yeah.
less.
That's insane. That's dedication, dude. That's awesome.
Hopefully pretty soon the UFC, hey, give me a call, Dana.
Yes.
We can talk about it and just fight full time. I can't wait just to. I just know what's gonna happen. I can wake up, go to the gym, and like go home, like
Yeah.
without having to do like full time job, do this, do that. Like I can like fight full time. I can train like a
Yeah.
full time job pretty much. Train 8 hours a day, go do recovery, then go do the strength work, and then go train, and then do all the extra stuff.
Well, I'll tell you for sure, like ever since I've only been going to that gym for like 2 or 3 months now, but man, you're a name that I hear repeatedly, like ever since I got there. Like, dude, Josh is going somewhere. Josh is gonna do big
I'm
things.
surprised.
Is
I
it
don't really think
they'll hate you?
mm,
No, I'm just kidding. No, no,
nah, I don't really think I'm
no.
like a big deal or like nothing crazy
I
like that. Like I just try
well,
I
that's
just be
sincere.
quiet and
Yeah,
be
no, for
me.
real, for real. There are
Just
people
try to
telling me,
be my like I just don't talk much. I just try to just show like let the work
yeah. Well, it's speaking then because,
speak
like
for
I
itself.
said, I've heard it from a few people
Oh, that's
since I've
cool.
been there. Yeah, so that's why I say people are watching, even if you don't realize that they are. People are always watching. Well, think we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up because I know you got probably some training. There's a good fight happening tonight.
Absolutely. I'm
Yeah,
chilling for the
yeah.
rest of the day.
Gotta find that
This
stream.
is the one thing I had. I told myself I was not gonna flick or miss. I was like, no matter what. So like everything else up in there at this point, we're trying to see
See how it goes.
see how things go.
Well, I really appreciate you coming on and keeping the commitment. I was excited to have you here. I'll, maybe in the future have you back. I'd love to hear, especially after you win that fight on
Yeah.
September 17th. We'll come talk about it again. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, Josh.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Dang. I really was mad about my brother in the Phoenix, though. I don't know why I thought,
That was real.
dude, I thought it was real. I said, my heart still hurts about that. It's gonna hurt for the rest of the day. I'll go cry in my room.
I thought about the Phoenix from Harry Potter. I was like,
I never
you
even seen
know,
Harry Potter, so I don't even. Yes, okay, fine. There was a Phoenix in Harry Potter too.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like
No, I didn't.
I
No
thought I
idea
knew
what he was
that
talking
one
about,
wasn't real when I saw it in Harry Potter.
dude. I don't know. I don't know nothing. All I know is I'm hurt. The Phoenix isn't real. But it's still my favorite bird. I don't care what anybody says.
Hey, you're a broadcaster, not a biologist, so like,
Right.
nobody
I
believes
know
you.
my lane. That's not what I went to school for.